Hello, I'm Gareth Jones alongside Adam Pope, just chilling out in the Look North studios. We do on a Friday, previewing Leeds United's game against Sheffield Wednesday. Firstly, Popey, after that disappointing draw against Bristol City, just how big does this game become at Elland Road?
Well, they need the first win, and he's not that he is perturbed by the performances so far, but he says at some point we do have to start winning. In that respect, it is an important game. But what he has done, he's told the players, look, this Yorkshire derby is important. He used to love playing in derbies when he was at Manchester City. He really thrived on it. He wants the same feeling that was recreated against Burnley. So he knows that he wants the atmosphere behind the side tomorrow, and that he wants that bragging rights come Monday morning. You know, he gets the importance of the game.
Silvestri in goal is getting quite a few pelters at points after his display against Bristol City and a few other errors this season already. What has Rosler said about his chances of remaining in goal against Wednesday? Well, he does. He starts against Sheffield Wednesday. He really has come out and backed him. I did ask him about how good a keeper is Marcus Silvestri. Is he one of the best young keepers you've seen? He says, look, I've seen a lot of very good young keepers. He's a number one at a young age. He is improving under Richard Hart as the goalkeeping coach, who's dealt with some of the best keepers in the world in the past. So he is fully behind him at the moment. Had a chat to him about some of the social media stuff that's gone off. You know, he's taken, as you say, some pelters from some Leeds fans there, and he said, look, don't read it. Just don't engage with it at all. Don't leave yourself vulnerable to being affected by it. But he says his mental state is really good. He will start against Sheffield Wednesday. Well, let's hear from the man himself, head coach Uwe Rosler's thoughts on the Italian goalkeeper.
He had a very good and strong end to the end of last season. Marco is quite young for a number one, and the older he gets, the better he will get, because he will be in the firing line, and every time he's there, he will take things on board and will learn things. For me, I said that many times, and I'm not a fan of social media. I'm not reading social media. I always give my players advice. I'm not telling them, I'm not dictating them, but I'm giving them advice to not make themselves vulnerable for criticism, for abuse, by not being on social media, as simple as that. So I spoke with him today like I spoke to every other player. He looked for me fine. He's in a good mental stage. He didn't even mention anything to me, and this is how I see it. He will be in goal tomorrow. There's no question.
So Silvestri will keep his place for Leeds United against Sheffield Wednesday. Will there be any other changes? Will he stick with two up front, for example?
Well, that would be the interesting thing. Does he feel he has to make the running tomorrow against Sheffield Wednesday? Because that two up front did work, obviously, to a very good extent against Bristol City. It wasn't their fault that the two goals were conceded towards the end. Not sure. He's got a few knocks, he says, but I think the phrase was nothing too traumatic. So I think he's picking from the same squad again. No Lewis Cook in a third match of 3 suspended. So don't think there'll be too many changes. But does he opt to go for Luke Murphy in midfield, say, and switch it around there? Does he think, well, does Liam Cooper come back into the defence with Belushi? He's still got those sorts of options at this stage.
Getting close to the end of the transfer window, meaning rumours are going to really be picking up. Teams getting busier ahead of that deadline at the end of August. And more rumours going on about Leeds United, about potentially bringing more people in. Where are we with that?
Well, the name that was mentioned last night was Fernando Forestieri, who is, well, Argentine born, but he's played for the Italian youth system. He's a striker. He's been at Watford for some time, initially on loan. And he is the man that they've been talked about. However, Uwe Rosler would not commit on that at all today. He said, look, that player is under contract at Watford. I won't talk about that, but I can assure you that inquiries are going on to try and add to the squad. It's all sort of bubbled up because Steve Evans, the Rotherham manager, who always likes to mention Leeds United in every press conference, has said Leeds are going to make a multi-million-pound signing today. Well, the feeling that we got, that wasn't going to happen. So looks like Forestieri, from the sources I've got, is certainly of interest to them. But if you're talking of a multi-million-pound bid, £4 million, say, then would it be out their price bracket at the moment? But I think there's been some interest. Nicola Salerno, the former sporting director at Leeds, now at Watford, has been at Leeds, and I know that there has been discussions about the player. But I think we're a long way from getting something over the line.
So as always, loads to talk about when it comes to Leeds United. Adam Pope, myself, Gareth Jones, and the former United striker Noel Whelan will be doing just that from 11:30 on Saturday, live from Elland Road. Yet another early start for Leeds. One day we'll get a Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off. So join us from 11:30 ahead of the 12:30 kick-off live from Elland Road, BBC Radio Leeds, 92.4 FM, 774 AM, DAB Digital Radio and Freeview Channel 719. Text us and tweet us your thoughts. Tweet us at WYS Daily. We'll speak to you on Saturday live from Elland Road from 11:30.